Cooking with Frankie Meatball. Today, I am here at Gopher's Corner, and we're going to do our second annual Bourbon Sauce Bowl.
And we got just one rule for the Bourbon Sauce Bowl. You can make anything you want.
Just anything?
Anything you want.
Anything. Don't forget that. Anything.
Anything.
But it's gotta have bourbon in the sauce. That's the only rule.
I have no rules. I honestly have no rules. There's no rules for me.
No rules for him.
I came here to drink and eat, if I'm being honest.
Drink and eat.
Yeah.
That's his rule.
Simple.
Anything with bourbon. And guess what? This is the Bourbon Sauce Bowl.
Hey, I'm Kevin. And I'm Johnny E. from Philly Rock Radio. And you're about to get cooking with Frankie Meatball.
Hey, Sensei Gopher here. I'm making my secret dinner for tonight. I'm making my sauce and my meat. Getting ready for this nice secret meal coming out. It's got a little bourbon, a little spaghetti sauce. Not too bad.
Bacon onion jam, and I got 12 pieces of bacon chopped up. I did all my prep work last night because it's about 20 degrees out here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown this bacon up, fry this up, then I'm going to remove it. I'm going to put the onions and everything else inside here, cook it up, and we're going to pour the bourbon and other stuff, which you will see in a little bit.
I'm here at the Frankie Meatball Bourbon Gopher's Corner. It is a mouthful. I'm making some dumplings. We got drinks going on. Mark is making some burgers. The Gopher's got some bourbon gopher bowls, guys. I'm telling you. But right now, I'm just gonna cut some onions. I've got my dough ready, and then I'm gonna make my chicken.
We're getting the onions all caramelized up here. They're in that bacon grease. They're looking good. Just gotta let them go a little bit longer, and then we'll be ready to start making the jam, the bourbon. We'll be adding the bourbon and everything. But
It's frigid outside.
Oh, no,
I should have worn a jacket. I don't have this much insulation
probably
in me.
about 25 degrees.
It's not great outside right now.
No.
This is very different from the wing bowl.
Yes.
It is a little bit colder outside. Yeah, not time. All right, so we got some onions, we got some bacon, we got bacon fat
we're
rendering.
doing that all down. And
So what bourbon are we using? Let me see that.
Evan Williams bottled and
Bottle
bond.
All right, so as a judge, one of the important things that I do for these competitions is I gotta taste it to make sure it tastes okay. That's really what it comes down to. Oh, that's full on. That's
It's 100 proof. I mean, it's a good
bourbon.
Yep.
It's gonna cook down well.
Yeah, oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be nice. So what are we putting this on?
Burger.
So we're going toppings for a burger.
Topping for a burger.
So what's our burger make? What are we going? We going Angus? What are we doing?
80-20. Just
I love a good 80-20 split.
And,
Good amount of fat.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have the dry mustard goes in here.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, this will be there, and I got a little coriander, and that's like got your little citrus there. You got a little lemon
little
and
spice,
all
like that. Yep.
And then brown sugar.
Love it.
Half a cup of the
Little acidity.
Yep.
Okay.
And then 3 cups of the bourbon, and just let it render down. I get it up to a boil, then I turn it down, let it render down, make it into a jam. They call it a jam.
What I like is that people forget is that you can put your cookware on the grill. People forget, throw a pan on the grill. Cook it on the grill. You don't have all the cleanup, but you get the smokiness and those grill flavors just in the pan. It's low cleanup, but it's all the good things about it.
I gotta shut this lid because
We're losing heat.
We're losing the heat.
We'll let that caramelize. We'll let that render. We'll come back when there's bourbon outside. We're gonna have some beer. We're gonna have some food. It's gonna be a great time.
All right.
I'm here with Dr. Jack Little, and if you can believe it, Frankie Meatball himself is a contestant in this cook-off.
Yeah. So what do we got going on?
So I'm gonna make a chicken Chinese dumpling soup with a bourbon broth.
Oh.
Your whole base is bourbon then.
Pretty much.
It's aggressive.
It's a bourbon sauce bowl, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is a bourbon sauce bowl. You said anything with bourbon. So what do we got going on? I see onions. I see the chicken. You got a little preemptive wings going on for the people. So what do we got going in this dumpling?
All right. So this dumpling, I did ground chicken.
Okay.
I put some caramelized onions in it. I put some of that Molly Brown bourbon in the meat.
Can't go wrong with Molly Brown.
Some soy sauce, salt, pepper, garlic, white pepper, and right now I'm rolling out the dumplings.
This is like the appetizer?
Oh, you get it.
I actually was going to do this for my final cook.
Oh, you're going full on. Oh, yeah. Get in there. Woo! Rip it. Right?
Oh, brother.
Sweet heat.
You made it. You sure you don't want to go with this?
I mean, he's already tossed the dumplings.
I figured I'd change it up a little bit. Go for the Asian.
Go outside the box. I mean, you got a little bit of a reputation up over here. I mean, worst cooks of America, Redemption Challenge winner.
This is it.
If the soup is half as good as the wings, he's got a good chance.
We're here. We're at our second spot.
We are here.
We have a returning champion right now, cooking up some bacon fat, some onions. I see. This is the king right here.
Well,
The BBQ king.
yeah, I mean, we got Just Mark here from BBQing. He did win the most recent championship we had for wings.
All I know is that we're at an ex-winners table right now.
Yeah, well, for sure.
There's a lot of hype behind this right now.
Well, let me remind you. This is the dude that made the wings on the flat grill.
I remember that. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Big fan of him. I was a big fan of him.
Over at Dr. Brewlittle's.
I was there.
Yeah, we did it live. And he also smoked the best turkey I ever had in my life. So this guy can cook. All right,
You're hyping him up now.
Well, I'm just telling it like it is.
I did the bacon up first. I took the bacon out. I put the onions in the bacon grease. Then I put the bacon back in. I put the bourbon. I put the apple cider vinegar. I put the brown sugar. I put the
That's what I smelled. The apple cider vinegar.
I put
yeah.
the dry mustard, because you're not going to need any condiments, because the dry mustard is what they
We
make.
shouldn't need it.
You put ketchup on this, I'm gonna fight you.
Dry mustard is what they make the real mustard out of, so I put that in here. I put the coriander. That was going to cook down. It was coriander seed, but they cook down, so you're not going to bite into a seed. They cook down, they go away, but that gives you a little citrus. They got that little lemony, citrusy flavor to them. Put that in here, and just cooking this down. And then the crushed red pepper, yes.
Hey, the real question though, just Mark. What bourbon you using this?
The Evan Williams bottled and bond.
Oh, the 100 proof.
100 proof.
Yeah,
it's over 100. I tell you what, right now. I took a sip outside and warmed me up real quick.
He actually
bottom 100 proof.
But I gotta say, it's three-part for this. So one, I love that we're putting the bacon in.
Yeah.
And not only are we cooking the onions and the rendered fat from the bacon, we're almost re-rendering the onions in a second cook of the bacon.
Oh,
so
not
pulling all that
almost.
fat. I mean, it is. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's pulling all that up. I love, and I also love the amount of stuff going into this. The medley of citrus, the coriander, the bourbon, the onions, the bacon. There's a lot of like nuanced flavors that all come together.
It almost seemed like it took a couple minutes just to tell you everything that was in there. All right, howdy y'all. We are coming to you live from Gopher Kai Dojo. It's right, it's a karate school. We're having a cooking competition in the middle of a karate school.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Don't question us. Yeah. So this is Frankie Meatball, and we got the reigning champion of the Sauce Bowl, Bourbon Sauce Bowl.
What?
Gopher Kai himself.
All right.
He's on the trophy there. Check it out. There's a Gopher in a karate suit on a trophy.
The tropher.
Tropher. The trophy. So tell us, Sensei Gopher, what are you making for the second annual Bourbon Sauce Bowl?
Nothing.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. It's a fun time and good night. What we got going on?
I got some bourbon balls here, the Gopher balls.
Gopher Bowl.
I'll tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you. I put Gopher balls in my mouth. They were delicious. They were wonderful. They were wonderful. I put them in my mouth any day of the week.
So that's your entry, Gopher Bowl.
That's an appetizer. But then I was told that afterwards, don't even put the other one in there because the appetizer is better than the one. This here, I used a bunch of just very cheap
barbecue
sauce. And then I used Wellington Creek.
Okay.
Oh, Wellington Creek.
You don't hear that name a lot.
Okay.
Right in here, I'm calling this
Ground Gopher.
sloppy gopher.
Sloppy
That
Gopher.
looks like 2 pounds of ground round right there.
This has 100 proof, bottled in bond, Evan Williams.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Get that at the
something
end.
just Mark used.
Not real hot.
You gotta get in on that. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Not real hot, not real sweet. I just put a little sweeteners
Looks
in there.
like
put
a
little
party
heat
in a
there, but
crock
not
pot right there.
It didn't overpower anything on it. The flavor is very good.
So we're getting the ground beef together and the ground beef separated.
You're gonna get the ground beef on a roll, like a sloppy
Oh, we're
Joe.
going sloppy Joe.
Yes.
I like the
Ooh,
strategy
that smells
here.
like
Sensei
some good
Gopher's
old
actually
Weinberg.
going with 2 different entrees. Entree vu.
Entree deux.
Yeah, entree du.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like the strategy here. 2's better than 1.
Yeah, it's usually what I say.
2 anything is better than 1.
I always say I never need to win, but I bring my game. That's all.
Well, he is the defending bourbon wing sauce champion. All right.
Are we gonna get a repeat is the question.
Are we going to get a repeat, or is it going to go? I mean, if we're talking about repeats, we can go repeats.
I tell you what.
Just Mark won the Wing Bowl, and Frankie Meatball won the Worst Cooks in America Redemption
No,
Challenge.
so there's a lot of comments. I tell you what.
So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a repeat.
If my
Bourbon.
clock's right, we're gonna find out pretty soon.
We're gonna find out.
Gopher has a 1 in a 13. Okay, round 1, guys. You're getting a little bit of Gopher ball.
All right, so here we got Sensei Gopher.
And I got a round 2 for you. So you got Gopher balls and a sloppy Gopher.
Yeah, sloppy
I
Gopher.
hope they're. My name is Sensei Gopher, and I'm here, and I made some Gopher balls straight from the Gopher Kai karate school, and I also made some sloppy Gophers. I brought you 2 just because I thought that you just needed something else.
A variety.
I like it.
Oh, the first one, it's
Oh,
a
the bourbon is a wine cask finish.
bourbon, so it's finished in a wine cask for about 9 months or so.
Ooh, dog it.
Oh, that is good.
The other one is
Yeah.
just a 100 proof bourbon. It tastes good, but I think it's soaking into the. It's probably soaking into the sandwich too much, right?
I mean, can we get in this? Are
Yeah.
we ready to get after this?
Yeah,
go
let's get
for it.
after
I'm
it.
gonna get after it. I'm gonna get a little for it.
They're done. They smell fantastic.
The smell is insane.
Yeah,
It's wild.
and boy, I mean, it really looks good too. I mean, the color of this sauce, because it's all about the sauce, you know, and the color is fantastic.
You taste that? How good is that?
Right out of the gate, I can taste that bourbon, and it is banging.
It is like that
Let me tell you.
smoky.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think we are getting a little bit of that Pinot Noir. Is it that sweet kick at the end? Yeah, I mean, it's subtle,
Very
but
subtle.
it's there. It's there.
I didn't want to overpower anything. I just wanted
No,
a
it's
little bit there.
whatever
Only
you
the flavor.
did
I think
was
it's flavor.
just.
I think that you properly accentuated everything. The sauce can stand by itself. The meatballs can stand by itself. Every bit of the sandwich, everything could stand by itself. But combining of the elements makes it better.
Combining with the elements is
I can't stop dunking.
yeah. I mean, it's like a mind-blowing experience
Uh-huh.
when you put everything together. It's just knocks your hat off.
Got chips too.
Oh, those chips are good.
What do we have in front of us right now?
You have a burger with hot pepper cheese melted on it, and then a bourbon bacon onion jam, and homemade French fries, which they're probably cold
know,
right
right?
now, but they were pretty good when we made them.
I tell you what, they're pretty good right now.
Because it's 20 degrees outside.
It's not warm.
No, everything got screwed, but it's different. But the burger, you'll taste that bourbon in there, and the onions just sucked it in, and then the bacon grease and everything.
If I hold this burger up, my face disappears.
I mean,
I gotta hide behind. I'm like Daffy Duck behind a tree. I
That's a
gotta
big
hide behind this
challenge,
burger
yeah,
right now.
I mean,
That jam with the onions and the
Yeah.
bacon. Because I went out there when he was cooking it and seeing it like render on itself, and then re-render inside
Right.
is wild. That jam is wild. Dude, forget jam, like onion jam on a burger is not hard to do. But like,
I don't think I've ever had it though.
You never had onion? Oh.
Yeah, why haven't I had it?
I don't know. You made bad decisions in life? That's really what it comes down to.
This is like nothing I've ever had before with that
This
jam.
is a burger that I can have 0 other things on and enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is meat, other meat and bacon and onions, and that's it. There's no lettuce, no tomato, no ketchup.
Right.
A little dry mustard powder, which you heard.
Yeah,
but
you
there's
can
no
taste
other
it.
condiments other than the jam that he made.
And I can taste the bourbon.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Like we discussed before.
Right.
This is a bourbon sauce bowl.
That's what it is.
We want to taste the bourbon.
Yeah.
You know what I taste? You know what I taste right now?
Bourbon.
I taste bourbon.
Yeah. I taste bourbon, and as strange as it is, I do taste mustard.
I do too.
Yeah.
A little bit of that dry kind of
It's a
I gotta-
glorious thing.
I got to take another bite of this burger. I can't stop.
Mr. Jack?
Thank you.
Mr. Cowboy.
Oh, I tell you what.
Guys, today I prepared a Chinese chicken dumpling soup with a bourbon broth. Now, it's not going to be your burger or your bowls, but I figured change it up a little bit, shift gears, jump out of my comfort zone, and give you something that I'm not used to doing.
Now, can I ask have you made dumplings like this before?
Me and my daughter did last week, and after we were cooking it, I said, you know what? This will be great with some bourbon.
I want to try the broth.
It smells.
It smells so good.
Like phenomenal. It smells like.
That's so good. That's a big dumpling. Now, are you going to go for single bite dumpling right here?
You mean the whole thing in one?
Yeah, is that what you're
I was gonna half it.
I want to hold it.
All right.
That's so good.
Dude, I do taste those chocolate notes. I can definitely taste the bourbon, and it blows my mind how I can taste those chocolate notes on the Molly Brown when I actually bite into the dumpling. Like, who would think you could do that? But it's there.
That broth is so sick.
The broth is fantastic. Yeah.
To get that much bourbon flavor out of a broth for dumplings
It's hard to imagine.
is wild.
Yeah.
So we want to start by saying with everybody that, I mean, between the three of you, it was centimeters. It wasn't a thing where we said one was terrible, one was great, one was middle ground. We had to like really, really discuss. All right, so this was not a quick decision. This was a lot of deliberation. We had 3 options. We had a bourbon sauce bowl, and for us, we had to judge it based on who made the best bourbon sauce. Not the thing that it was on top of, not the thing that was, that went in it. It was who made the best bourbon sauce. So at the end of the day, we decide on the winner, but we want to go through everything. And again, we want to say that it could not have been closer. It was a very difficult decision. So in third place, we want to present it to Mark. What we had was the compote itself was so good. The onions and the reduced bacon and everything was amazing.
That burger.
That was a hefty burger.
I mean, first of all, it was like a pound of meat, and it really was the best burger I ever had. I mean,
I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to float this, but restaurant-wise, I've been to burger bars. That's a top 5 burger for me any day of the week.
Top 5 burger.
Any day of the week.
But it wasn't about the burger.
So everyone's gonna know who first is, but I want to make sure we shine on second place as well.
No doubt, no doubt.
So in second place, you and me decided.
We had a little bit of a discussion.
There was a debate.
About it,
There was a debate.
And I had the other guy first initially.
And I had the other guy
and we
besides
had to
you.
talk it out. So this was not easy.
So what we decided was, as a bourbon bowl, it was what did the sauce do for the meal. And at the end of the day, we're going to say a positive and a negative thing. So for us, we discussed Gopher's balls. The bourbon sauce itself was, I tell you right now, it was phenomenal. The meatballs were already really, really good. The sauce made it better, and when you dip that little bit of that sloppy gopher in it, and we discussed, and Gopher wants to submit the meatballs as entry.
Yeah.
When we dipped that little bit of sandwich in that sauce made that sandwich infinitely better.
Right.
That sauce, you can put that on anything that you do, it's gonna make it better.
The balls, Gopher's balls.
Those balls were so good.
The balls were phenomenal.
So good.
But it was really that sauce. So the sauce was so good that we couldn't help ourselves.
We couldn't.
We had
We had
to
to
take the sloppy gopher and dip it into the Gopher's ball
Couldn't avoid
sauce.
the dip.
And it was just better. It just made it better.
That was your pick. Now my pick
That was my pick.
was Frankie.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Frankie's broth was the first time I've ever had a bourbon-based broth in a soup. And I think my argument for it was that if this is a bourbon sauce bowl,
Right.
what does the sauce do for the dish? And I'll be honest, we had Frankie's dumplings, and in my opinion, your opinion, the dumpling itself was a bit thick, a bit chewy. And I know we're knocking a first or second place pick,
Right.
but the thing is, that broth made anything it touched amazing.
Yeah.
Like lights out.
Yeah. So the broth kind of blew my mind.
I would have never thought that's possible.
Like, I've never even heard of this. Like,
bourbon-
you know,
a bourbon
and
broth?
I'm the bourbon cowboy. I never heard of anybody using bourbon in a soup, in
No.
a broth.
See, the thing we had to remind ourselves
Gopher's ball?
was it's not.
Oh yeah, we had
it's-
Gopher's balls melting in my mouth.
It's not about the meal.
Yeah.
It's about the sauce.
Yeah. So here it is. Bottom line. If we're judging the meal, Frankie's in third because that burger was the best burger I ever had. The meatball was the best meatball I ever had. That dumpling was not the best dumpling I ever had. And the fact that he would go out on such a far limb,
That was a thin limb.
a thin limb, to
thin
do
limb.
a bourbon in a soup,
Unheard of.
which I never heard of. I never heard anybody doing it. And this guy did it, and it was, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, and he did it, and he owned it. And that sauce, I mean, and that's what it's about. It's the sauce enhancing the meal. Forget it.
So to the nitty gritty, I mean, it was tough for us.
It was
It was
tough
tough.
for us initially. I mean, I did have to go for meatballs #1, and you had Frankie's soup #2. And we talked it out, and we
had
talked
discussed.
about how basically, if you know it, we put it on. There's a number of categories: originality, enhancement. What else did we have?
It was a lot. Like, what made that food better?
What made that food better?
So at the end of the day, like, we want to say is, you know, I mean, we had 3 contestants,
Right.
and in second place, we have Gopher's balls, which means
Yeah.
in first place, for the first time ever, we're gonna award it to the Frankie meatball and the bourbon broth.
We are. It was phenomenal.
That means
Second annual.
I never made it to the worst country of America, so I must be.
Forget about it, eh? It's a Frankie Meatball production.